What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for more live content for you guys. No sim today, or pretty much all week. We got Mr. Gonna have to sit through Mr. Brian Dagan all week. How you doing, Brian? Good to have you.
I'm doing good. The contract was signed on my loan, has been activated again. It's on an option to buy, and looking forward to spending this week with you, brother, and the We Are Tottenham TV community.
It's good to have you, mate. It's good to have you. International break is obviously just started. We've got to go 2 weeks before the North London derby. It's pretty much the worst fixture, isn't it, to have an international break beforehand?
100%. Well, 100%. I mean, once we always love it when international duty is over and the players are returning back and you see them back in training. It's like, okay, it's go time. But for this fixture, it's going to make 2 weeks feel like a month, isn't it? It's just going to drag.
God, like, it feels like international break has been going on for a week already. It's only the first day.
Yep. It's mad, isn't it?
Well, second day is Tuesday today, but still, it's just felt like so long already. And I just want to get back into the action, back into the swing of things. North London derby and all that, like, it's just going to be nuts. It's going to be absolutely nuts. And we got a lot to speak about today regarding, the outlook of the season, Thomas Frank. But we're going to start off with a Tottenham update. We're going to start off actually talking about Luka Vuskovic, who's making waves out in Germany. 2 Rookie of the Month awards in a row for Luka Vuskovic. He has been called up by his national team, Croatia. The manager said that Vuskovic is with us. He'll get his chance on Friday, and then he'll probably return to the under-21s afterwards to play against Hungary. However, he did confirm later on in the interview as well that he is going to start for Croatia's national team in the first game against Faroe Islands, which is going to be his first start for the national team. He's got minutes before, but he came on for like the last 3 minutes in the last international break. But getting what he deserves.
Correct. And it just goes to show with Vuskovic, I think we've handled him correctly with all the loans he's had. Obviously to Poland first because he had to get his work permit. Similar with Belgium. Now he's eligible and now he's our player. And he's gone to Hamburg, a league that everyone says is very, very, or the most similar to the Premier League. And he's shining brightly there. I think this is when loan moves are done right. And he is just growing from strength to strength, isn't he?
He really is. And I'm just so excited for that till that day comes where he plays for Tottenham on a regular basis, and hopefully it'll be next season. Keep him at Hamburg. Let's keep that development going. I mean, I've never seen such a rapid development for a player on loan.
Yep.
Like you said, moving up in the league, shining in every single one of those leagues, knows where the back of the net is, breaking records pretty much every season as well. I think in Europe, I think he's got like the most aerial duels won or something like that, which is just crazy. Look at this bit of skill as well. Like, what kind of centre-back can produce this? This is in training for Croatia. What the hell is that, man? That's our centre-back.
Mate, showboating. You got to remember, that's on international duty, isn't it? So he's doing this to seasoned professionals.
He's just rocked up to the national team and he's just taking the piss, man.
That's it. When you're a youngster and you go into, you get your call up, you want to be there. You know you've been called up on merit, but you don't have the audacity to just start showboating like that to seasoned professionals and internationals. Mate, he's just a unit, isn't he? He just looks like he's got it all for a defender and more.
I know. I was just saying to you off camera about Luka Vuskovic. Imagine a back 2 pairing of Vuskovic as right centre-back, Van de Ven as left centre-back. How much sauce can you have at centre-back, man?
Mate, it reminds you know what I used to say in the season we had Wanyama and Dembele, I used to say the oncoming midfielders and attackers must see them 2 running towards them and think, oh my God, I've got 2 absolute beasts coming to dispossess me. Can you imagine what they'll do with Van de Ven and Vuskovic, both with pace, charging it, mate? It'll be incredible.
Yeah. It does beg the question, though, like, what is the future then for players like Dragoshin and Kevin Danso? I know your love for Kevin Danso, but with someone like Luka Vuskovic coming back, you need to make way for him.
Well, you look at it as well, you've got Coach Takai, you've also got someone who I truly love and want to see progress in Ashley Phillips. Then you had Alfie Dorrington. There is a stack of them at centre-back, isn't it? Obviously, only a few of them going to make it. Vuskovic is a certainty, isn't it? I just hope out of all them, Danso I think's fine. Ashley Phillips, I really want to see come through. I've got all the faith in that guy. I think he's going to be a very, very good player for Spurs in England in the years to come. But you're right, we do have a very, very stacked centre-back.
So that's Luka Vuskovic. Let's move on and let's talk about Manor Solomon, who's out on loan at Villarreal at this moment in time. There's been reports in Spain and in Israel that saying that Solomon is unhappy with his limited playing time and has struggled to settle in at Spain and could leave the club in January transfer window, which is Villarreal. West Ham have made contact about signing Tottenham Hotspur's Manor Solomon in January. How do you feel about the prospect of West Ham going in for a loan or a transfer for Manor Solomon?
This one always causes controversy no matter what we do. Whatever way we talk about it, he wants first-team football, doesn't he? As a footballer, he wants first-team football. And any player would get frustrated if you're out on loan and you're not getting the regular minutes that you wanted to get. So could he come back? Could we cut it short? And obviously, he hasn't got a future at Spurs for whatever reason. And maybe the best thing to do is cash in on him while he has some value. West Ham surprises me, though, of all clubs. West Ham does surprise me. Is it the kind of player Nuno would want? He does like a pacey winger, doesn't he? So,
yeah, I mean, look, they've got Somerville out on that side who's doing, decent. But
Yep.
I think they need more options in the forward line, I guess. They did sell Kudus and didn't really replace him. So it makes sense to a certain extent. I mean, how would you feel about the prospect of helping out West Ham and loaning them a player?
Well, put it this way, they helped us out with Kudus, didn't they? We've got the better end of the deal. But he needs to play football. And the thing is, what we've got to remember as well, with the new board, with the new approach, it doesn't matter about where he goes or how it's. Let's get the players Frank doesn't want at the club out, the money in, so Frank can go buy the players he wants in. The time for sentimentality or favourites, I think, is long gone. We've seen recently that we need a more quality squad. So if it means making players like Manor Solomon available, get some cash in for them, then so be it.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not going to get any game time at Villarreal, it makes sense to recall him and try and get a transfer deal done. And you've got to remember as well, because we got him on a free, it's any money that we make is pure profit.
Correct.
So another player that actually, just come to think of it, that is on loan at the moment that Spurs should probably look to recall this January is Jamie Donnelly, because Donnelly is not getting and looking at all at Stoke. You look at Ashley Phillips, like you mentioned before, he's playing week in, week out, doing really well for them, and Stoke flying high in the Championship this season. But Jamie Donnelly needs to come back and get on another loan somewhere, because it's not helping anyone what's happening right now with him.
No, and I mean, I'll go back when you talk about Jamie now. We'll talk about my boy Alfie Devine. Obviously, a couple of years ago, he went on loan to Port Vale and was absolutely smashing it in League One. Obviously, came back in January and we sent him straight to a Championship team in Plymouth. And the manager that he went for that worked with him in England got sacked and he hardly got game time. Whereas now, obviously, Alfie is at Preston and Preston are flying high and he's contributing massively. Jamie had a wonderful season in League One. Went into the Championship with Stoke, started at the beginning, he got an assist on the first game of the season, and has just drifted into the abyss, hasn't he? There's big games, he's not even on the subs bench. So this is a real dampener onto what we thought was his level of trajectory. So I would look to bring him back and get another loan for him somewhere else, because he's not getting it minutes at Stoke, is he?
Get him to West Brom, man. Get him under Ryan Mason. I know Ryan Mason's actually, he's under a bit of pressure right now as West Brom boss. I've been seeing reports about a potential sacking, but if Ryan Mason is going to stay there for the foreseeable till the end of the season, get him to West Brom and get him somewhere where he's valued.
Well, you know what?
Or even Birmingham.
You know what? We might as well name drop. We bumped into a good friend of ours, or that we've met a couple of times, Jake Livermore.
Yeah.
Absolute diamond of a man. He really is such a nice guy. Saw him in a coffee shop, had about a 15-minute chat with him, and he was saying how tough it is up at West Brom, isn't it? When we're saying, you asked, why hasn't Mason taken some more Spurs players with him, or any Spurs players with him? And he was saying it's tough up there at the moment, especially with trying to get players in. But you would think, like you said, to go and work with a Mason or Davies at Birmingham would be the absolute...
Just makes sense, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it would just be two managers that have worked with him closely, that know how to get the best out of him, and probably could do with a player like him in their team to try and push for a playoff or automatic promotion. But I would look at Jamie Donnelly definitely being one that you would recall and say, right, we need to find a better club.
Would you be open to sending him back to Leyton Orient, or is it no point sending him back down the levels, or does he just need to play consistent football right now?
That's a really good question, man. You look at it right now, I think he needs minutes. And I think if you look at it as well, his confidence has probably taken a major whacking during this brief spell with Stoke. So if a championship team wasn't available, maybe to get his confidence back up and belief in himself, maybe Leyton Orient calling would be the exact move. But I think he's proved he can definitely tear it up in the League One, and he's too good for it. But if you can't get him at the championship, and he's not going to get minutes at Spurs, then you would want to send him out to get minutes, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's move on and let's talk about who is next. Let's talk about Yves Bissouma. There's been some reports via The Sun on Yves Bissouma saying that Galatasaray have shown interest in Bissouma once his contract expires at the end of the season. The Turkish club are looking to strengthen their midfield options for next season and see the Mali international as a player that could add depth and experience. They are prepared to offer him a 3-year deal to convince him to make a move. However, Bissouma is not yet prepared to give up on his Tottenham career and intends to play for Tottenham this season before making a final decision regarding his future. He is determined to regain full fitness and prove he's a value for Thomas Frank. Now, obviously, it's been no end of problems with Bissouma since he joined the club, really. Is there any hope in hell for him that once he gets fit, he can kind of prove the doubters wrong and work his way back into Thomas Frank's plans?
You know, with Yves, it's a real tricky one, isn't it? Because you look at what our midfield has been, and you would think Yves Bissouma is that exact player we're missing when he's on form. He's on form,
the profile,
he is the exact profile of the attributes that we need, and we all know Yves Bissouma on his day can be an absolute handful and literally be man of the match and steady the ship and be everything we need, and he has the capability to do that. But he has had so many opportunities and occasions to do it, where he's had long stints in the team, managers have put faith in him, and he's let Conte down at one point, he let Ange down, and at the beginning of the season, he obviously let Thomas Frank down. Now, with 6 months left in your contract, if he comes back and plays well, do you give him another contract just to see him go back and do what he normally does, or how he's acted? Or do you say, we can't take the risk, we're going to go get a much higher quality player than you've got? But right now, if Yves Bissouma was fit, I think he'd go straight into the team in that number 8 position. Straight into, you have Paulinho or Bentancur. I think but I'm talking about on his day. I don't know if
Thomas Frank trusts him.
That's the thing. I'm talking about the Bissouma we saw in Ange's first 10 games, or the run to Europa League final.
Yeah, but that Bissouma's too few and far between.
That's the issue. But if it was that Bissouma, he walks straight into...
Yeah, of course. I mean, that Bissouma, the Bissouma of the first 10 games of Ange walks into most teams in the Premier League, in my opinion. But we haven't seen that Bissouma in a long time. However, Bissouma, at the end of last season, he did a very good job for Ange Postecoglou in the Europa League run. You know, he's actually a vital cog in that team in the semi-final. And you know what I mean? So
I actually thought he was man of the match in the final.
Yeah, exactly. So he did unbelievable work for us in that run. But obviously Thomas Frank hasn't fancied him. Thomas Frank left him out of the Europa League squad. We were looking to sell him. We've been looking to sell him for some time. Is there any way that he can turn it around?
You know what he reminds me of a lot? And I don't mean... He reminds me very much of Adebayor. Like, when a contract's about, or when something's on... When he's on it, he's on it. But when it comes to contracts... He always used to play for them, didn't he? Get them, and then we all remember with Tim Sherwood, he was out the team. Tim Sherwood brought him back, and then he went flying into form again. Yves Bissouma, it's about his mindset, I think, isn't it? And it's very, very, very easily changed from being fully focused to not so much. I personally wouldn't take the risk on giving him a new contract, but do you use him until January to try and get...
Well, you can't use him till January because he's injured.
Oh, he's injured till January? So you can't even get his value up to try and get a sale in January. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I would hope, depending on what Frank and the Paratici Lange and the hierarchy have said, is a number 8 a key position Spurs need? And if they do see it as vital, I would hope that Tottenham look at it as in not giving Bissouma another chance and bringing a higher quality player in that will make the difference.
I'm kind of done with all these third or fourth chances now.
Yeah.
I think these kind of players, all of them, kind of need to leave the club. I think Bissouma's a different case to maybe the other ones because he's let the team down more times than not, and mainly because of attitude and things off the pitch. A player as well that I put in there with him, which I think is a completely different kettle of fish. And this player that I'm about to mention hasn't let the team down in that aspect, but he's let us down in terms of availability, and that is in previous years, and that is Richarlison. And I think Richarlison, he always gives 100%. Always gives 100%, but I just don't think the quality is there right now. So I think we need to upgrade from that aspect. But all those kind of players that have been here for that many years, I think it's time to move them on now, in my opinion.
I think you're right. And what happens that's one of the other good things that Parati's back for, because when we did clear a lot of them, it was under his watch, and Spurs have got to be more ruthless now, haven't they? You see it with other big clubs that want to be right up there challenging. Players have 2-3 seasons. If they don't set the ground running or settle in or get the job done, sorry, we gave you the best opportunities, but now we need to upgrade. And Spurs need to do that. You look at the team, even specifically in our midfield, we have so many similar players, and they're young, they could improve, they could whatever, but it's all waiting to see the potential come, isn't it? It's all, they're showing glimpses, they're showing flashes, but there's no midfielder there that's come in, apart from Paulinho, since Bentancur, I would say, that you'd say, right, he'll get the ground running. He'll sort this out.
Val.
Yeah, but again, he's shown good, but he's not like let's say we went and signed Adam Morton or a Conor Gallagher or a Morgan Gibbs-White or players of that ilk, an Anderson, whatever, a Gomes from Wolves. They come in, we've seen what they can do. They settle bang right in. With Bergvall, unbelievable talent, unbelievable potential, but again, we're waiting for that to fully develop, aren't we? We've seen some games this season he's been brilliant, and then some games he's been absolutely
not so brilliant. Yeah.
So I think we need some real quality, not potential, not in a couple of years. Come in, know the Premier League, bang, off we go.
Next player we're going to talk about is Mickey van der Ven. And Sky Sports, I mean, this is no secret I'm allowed to tell you, but Sky Sports saying that Tottenham want to sit down with Mickey van der Ven's representative to discuss an improved contract. The Netherlands international does have 3.5 years remaining. I mean, can we stop having reports saying they want to sit down? Just bloody sit down with them and get this contract sorted, man.
Yeah, I mean, obviously breaking news from Sky there, isn't it? The most up to date. This is honestly, we use the words no-brainers a lot. I use it a lot. I think for signing this guy there is no other defender in world football, I think, that offers you everything that Mickey offers, and obviously his pace is the huge thing where other players won't have it.
Are you swapping him for Rodrigo?
Well, mate, I was pulling the little hair that I had. I was pulling the little hair that I had out there. No, I wouldn't even swap him for Mbappe.
Really?
No, because you look at it, it's all well and good bringing Mbappe in. All right, he sorts out. But then how do you replace Mickey van der Ven? How many times have we lost players in certain positions and they are so unique that you can't get? So it's all well and good getting a Rodrigo, a Mbappe, a Vinicius. Okay, that's really good, but we lose Mickey van der Ven. Now go find me another Mickey van der Ven.
How far do you go with it? Would you swap anyone in the world for Mickey van der Ven?
Now you're throwing it on me.
Because you won't swap Mbappe.
Nope.
Vinicius?
Nope.
Kavisha?
You'd need to go into defenders.
Doué?
You'd need to go
Yamal?
Doué's a tough one. I love Doué.
Yamal?
Okay, let's be realistic here, because obviously Rodrigo is available. And if Spurs put the money in, he's gettable. But what I'm saying is, it's all well and good bolstering your attack, but we need to bolster our attack anyway. Why do I want to lose my star defender and one of the hottest properties to sort my defence out? Because then you've got to sort your defence out and try and find me another Mickey van der Ven.
100%, and that's what I've been arguing for the past
Yeah, it's going to be a week of agreements. It's going to be a week of agreements.
That's what I've been arguing for the last week. Like, there is no hope in hell that I would ever swap Mickey van der Ven for Rodrigo. It's madness. It's crazy talk, in my opinion. All right, and last but not least, a couple of you have mentioned it in the chat, and you just mentioned him just now as well. Joao Gomes, people.
I thought you were going to say Mbappe. Bellingham.
Joao Gomes. There's a report here that says Joao Gomes' future in the Midlands is now in doubt due to Wolves' struggles in the Premier League this season. Tottenham, Manchester United, Villa and Liverpool are all admirers of the brilliant international, which is setting the stage up for a transfer battle. Joao Gomes, I mean, obviously you just mentioned how, he's a brilliant player, isn't he?
Yep.
I think Wolves' best player. It looks like they're all set to go down. Nobody in the Premier League history has ever survived 2 points from 11 games. So history does tell us Wolves are probably going to get relegated this season. So if we were to sign Joao Gomes, do you think a midfielder has to be a full guy? And how much do you want Joao Gomes at Spurs?
I'll take Joao Gomes in a heartbeat. In an absolute heartbeat. What we've got to remember here is if you look back in recent years, Wolves have signed some exceptional players. They really have. Their scouting network, they have had some phenomenal players. But what's happened in recent years is when they have got rid of them, they haven't replaced them at all with quality anywhere near it. And if you keep doing that in the Premier League, teams like Wolves have been lucky, even us last season, have been lucky that the three teams that have come up in previous seasons have been so poor, they go straight back down. So it's been kind of like an insurance policy or a safety blanket that you knew the bottom or the promoted three were going down. Not going to happen this year.
No.
Obviously, Sunderland don't think they're...
Sunderland are pretty much safe.
They're let's be honest.
Leeds and Burnley, there's a conversation there.
Unless Sunderland have an almighty catastrophic second half of the season, they're as good as saved. Burnley and Leeds going to be tough, but they're genuine. It's not going to be the three promoted teams. I think one of them stay up. I think one promoted team goes down, whether it's Burnley or Leeds. So that's two Premier League teams that will be going down in my eyes this season.
I think it could be both. It could be very well be Leeds, Burnley and Wolves.
You reckon?
It could be.
It could well be. I think one of them might just get out of it on the last day or something. But where we're getting at with this with Wolves, if Wolves, they lost Pedro Neto the season before. They've lost Cunha and Aït-Nouri this season, didn't replace them, and we were after him a couple of years ago, weren't we? I think in the first summer of Ange, when he first came, but going into the second season. And you can see, if you look at his stats and you compare him to our other midfielders playing the 8, he's night and day above them statistically. And I would take him in an absolute heartbeat. What about you?
I would take him, but I'm looking at the number 8s that we have, or the players that I want to play number 8, Lucas Bergvall, Pape Matar. I think Gomes does have, he's further along in his development and his trajectory than them at this moment in time. If I was to sign a midfielder, what I want is a kind of ball player, deep-lying playmaker. Number 6, basically, is what I want. A number 6 that's good on the ball. That's what I think Spurs need. Can Joao Gomes do that role? I prefer him more as a kind of number 8 box-to-box role, in my opinion. I like Joao Gomes, and if we were to sign him, I'd be happy with it. But I think our needs in midfield are not him, basically.
The way I look at it is Bergvall, obviously, like we just said before, incredible talent. You got Archie Gray as well, who I think will come good. I've got every faith in Archie, not writing him off at all. And then you got Pape Matar, and we spent this season with the way we've been playing. When it was Paulinho and Bentancur and Sarr getting a look in, play Sarr. Well, we started playing Sarr, and let's be honest, Sarr has done the square root of F all. It's
true, but we all know the talent he has. I think he's just going through a rough patch right now.
There's no disputing the talent he has, but you look at teams, unfortunately, like that down the road, they've got 2 quality players in every position. And we're not going to get there or anywhere near there if we keep saying, okay, well, this one might come good. I'm not saying I love Pape Matar, I love Lucas Bergvall, but we need now. And then these players, having better players around them will spur them on to do better.
But I think these players are on the cusp of now, like both of them, Lucas Bergvall and Pape Matar. And we'll get into all what we think the makeup of the midfield should be a bit later on in the stream. But look, like I said before, if we were to sign Joao Gomes, I'll be delighted with it. I'm a massive fan of his. I just feel like if we could only sign one midfielder, let's say one midfielder in January or one midfielder in the summer, it would be more of a 6 that's good on the ball.
So who would you be looking at?
I need to do my scouting. I want someone in the style of Moises Caicedo, basically. But those midfielders are very few and far behind.
I'm sure Chelsea will deal with that. I'm sure they'll break their.
But someone, I'm not saying him, but someone of that skill set that can break up play, that's good in the tackle, but that can also be a ball player as well. That's what we need.
Okay, so like I said, you've got Elliot Anderson, but he's been linked with United. I'm sure there'll be other big clubs around. I'm not sure who that midfielder is. I would still love us to go get Morgan Gibbs-White. Honestly, I think he does want to be at Forest. I think he's exactly what we're missing. But Joao Gomes, I would take. I think he had something to our midfield, which we have been lacking.
Yeah, I don't disagree, to be honest. I don't disagree. I do think he is better than what we have right now.
What are the chat saying?
One says exactly Brian. But anyway, that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts regarding all the news stories that we have brought you today. We do bring you daily content here on We Are Tottenham TV. So smash that subscribe button. And go subscribe to Tottenham on Tour as well.
Please do. Please do.